Oh, okay. Yo, I didn't realize you went that hard. I love how she made sure to gouge and gut. Like, she had to do that specifically. It's not just all kill. We could have had a nice pillow over the face. We could have, like, compensated. No, we gotta gouge them. Just when I think I can't like this show more, episode 4 of Ugly Mug Fighter proves me wrong. Drop a like, show your support, subscribe if you're new around here, Patrons where you can catch my full live reaction. So, a girl's little window, because we know, right? You type in a little, like, special note if you want. You could say I want to be the equivalent of God and Satan all in one in terms of power, and I guess they would give that to you if you fill it out. This girl unironically put in, I want to gut and kill all pretty women. So, the fact that you have that built into your brain, in a lot of shows, I think you could really explore that as like a long-term play of like, oh my god, like forcing her to stick with us and her having these urges almost like a Hulk smash but having to resist, or us having to restrain her. By the end of the episode, an angel appears, so I assume it's going to get resolved, which is fine. It doesn't need to be a big thing, but it's a pretty cool, like, small story if anything. And I think, depending on how they progress everything, we could be in for an insanely creative isekai. And I thought the first 3 episodes, I watched them all back to back last week. I was like, this shit's awesome. The only real issue I had going into this episode was I didn't have 3 episodes to watch again. Because this is the type of isekai that I could watch 50 in a row and lose track of time. No joke. Not saying it's like the greatest show I'm watching this season. I'm not saying it's the greatest isekai I've ever seen. But there is a difference of, you have shows like Orb on the Movements of the Earth, Topaki's original Sit. You know, you got these like really emotionally engaging, well-written shows. But I could only watch so many of those episodes in a row before taking a break. But there are those shows that are just unapologetically fun. That's why I rewatch South Park as much as I do, because I can watch a shit ton of episodes and just never get bored. That's kind of how I feel about this. It's not going to be a 10 out of 10 isekai masterpiece, but I feel like the author understood the assignment and wanted to make like a very enjoyable show that's colorful and fun and has a lot of good ideas and doesn't really do anything overly wrong, rather than always trying to excel as a masterpiece. And I think that's why the show's going to just succeed so effortlessly. A lot of us were wrong, seemingly. I really thought Blondie was the girl who accused him, because hey, you knew who he was, like it was all we're pointing to it. And the fact that I had so many agree made me think, oh, we probably are in a Source Reader situation where people are like, yep, we agree because you didn't get a prediction wrong. The sister of Seiji, which is interesting because I got questions, and there's not a lot of discussion surrounding this episode, sadly, because I guess the anime community has no taste and want to watch shittier shows. I don't know. I'm seeing some predictions about the fact that she may not be an actual sister, but more of the AI. But I would feel like the AI couldn't lie, so it feels like it has to be a sister. I don't know, though. This makes for a more interesting direction, because if they would have continuously forced us to be like, well, this bitch ruined our life, but I guess she's okay now. I do like those stories, and it's just they're done so much anymore. I think having them all connected still, but in a different way, is more interesting. I mean, if they pull the rug from under us and they say Seika isn't the wheelchair girl, I will be shook. Like, I accept the fact that I was wrong with thinking the Blondie was going to be the girl who accused our boy, but no, like, that has to be wheelchair still. The big thing will be, is potentially what they might do with this girl is rather than just curing her, they might take her away in the angels and maybe she'll get, like, rehabilitated. I don't know. It's just, like, I can't get over, like, no matter how bad life is, if you have a game window, like I've played evil video game characters, but even I've never wrote that into a system menu. Like, maybe you could, like, when you play Grand Theft Auto, everyone's beat up a hooker in the middle of the street or run over civilians. But, like, to put it in a window being like, that's my core character, that's some messed up D&D lore right there. I don't know, it's just like, I guess she had a hard life, but you messed in the head. They started her intro, too, with her running away from 2 armed guards or knights. And what was interesting was, my immediate thought was, they don't look like your typical bandits. Like, they look pretty well put together. They didn't really feel like the creepy bastards that were prying on, you know, innocent women. So it was interesting, but I mean, she was physically hurt, so obviously something happened. I don't think they were probably in the wrong for chasing her. Mainly because, based on what they confirmed and even teased and showed, she killed some of their women. Or party members or whatever, right? She probably deserved the chase. Which you won't catch me saying really ever. There's usually no objectively right reason to chase a woman who's scared shitless in the woods. But if that woman be gutting and filleting your women, I think a chase is in order. Shoot me. Just a fun show, a fun episode, and I like that they're continuously doing things a little different. The one thing that was weird to me, and it wasn't like it was one comment, I've seen it enough, and like I peeked some Reddit threads and just some Twitter threads and just comments I've gotten. There seems, not to say that there's a lot, but it does seem like there's a decent amount who thinks the MC isn't ugly enough. And that's really weird to me. Because, while I do get, in a way, the more ugly you make him, the more, like, you're understood why people have a natural reaction. But here's the thing. One, this is probably objectively one of the ugliest anime characters who's been a central lead character that we've had in years. That's not in a hentai, mind you. He's objectively ugly, extremely overweight, horrible face, that mole hair feels like it's going to talk back to me. You don't look at him and say, oh, he's a little misunderstood. No, you're like, you understand why people flinch when he looks your way. And if you would have made him even more, I feel like it would have disgusted the viewers too much. Like, I feel like they hit the sweet spot of being like, damn, that's an ugly mug. But also, I'm not, like, I don't feel disgusted watching the show. And I guess maybe some people wanted that, but given the vibe of the show, that wouldn't really make sense. If this was a darker show, like if they were really hammering in the depression of him as an MC, I would probably agree. Make it as revolting as possible, so we constantly are in like this contrast of like, I feel bad for what's happening to him, but he looks horrible. The fact that it is a more comfy environment, I think they made him the right amount of ugly. I mean, people are free to disagree, but I very much have a knee-jerk disagree reaction, because I'm like, no, like this is what it should be, given the color palette, given the style. And when, a girl who's trying to gut our girl is like, ugh, don't touch me. I'm like, I get it. I mean, I know you're still in the wrong for trying to gut her, but I get why you flinched to this guy. Also, when inevitably someone falls in love with him, I'm not going to be as disgusted if they would have amped him up a couple more on the ugly notches, you know what I mean? And it's not like he was negative 1 billion in ugly either, so I think they hit the right amount given what they've showed, but I just want to throw that out there. Either way, this show ain't going where I'm expecting. There's going to be some twists and turns, that's for damn sure, but hopefully by the end of at least Season 1, we'll get the reveal that this is his sister, apparently. I mean, I don't know, but we'll see. You let me know your thoughts down below, though. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're around. Your Patreon is, of course, where you catch my full live reactions and other exclusives like, hey, I give video shoutouts to all my patrons. So today, we got Sarnik, Gabby G, Attack Owl, Dude Guy Man, Birdness, Gomison, Count Viscount, Ciaras, and we also have Ryuki. So I appreciate the support. Please take care, and y'all have a good one.